beautiful conditions, not a breath of wind, and that green looks absolutely superb.
Yes, the Coachella Maniatoto green is in immaculate condition and preparation for this, the triples final. Excellent greens at the Burnside Club throughout this tournament into its completion of its first week, and the weather conditions couldn't be better.
So now we see the lead for the Fiji side. Samuela Tui playing down the same side as Wayne Hogg, forehand. Gee, they've done well, the Fijians, to make it through the final. Beat Australia 19-14. Beat Malaysia 24-17. And here they are in the final, an opportunity to get their best ever coloured medal of the World Championships.
Yes, they have achieved a bronze medal in the past in the singles, but however today they're going to emulate that by at least obtaining a silver. And what a fantastic effort it was to get through to this final, particularly in winning their quarter-final game against Australia. A very class act Australian side, and Fiji, who dropped a 7 on the first end in that quarter-final event, went on to win it by 19 points to 14.
So into his work again is Samuela Tui. We've seen 2 bowls now from Wayne Hogg, 3 bowl triples. And you'll see now at the moment Fiji has 1 shot, looking to make it 2 with this bowl from Samuela Tui. Starts to draw in towards the jack now. Looks to be pretty well on target too, and it is pretty adjacent to that yellow jack. And so it's been a good opener.
Yes, very good bowls from Samuela. Playing with the blue bowls.
Plenty of grass, this one, for Wayne Hogg, the lead. But I guess any bowl behind the head is better than in front. So he's got the spray gun out a little bit. You see the red bowls all scattered amongst the head. Just hasn't got his consistency yet, but I guess the trial ends for his first chance to get a bit of a feel of the green earlier on.
Yes, remembering that these players, of course, have had a day off the green. They competition play extended throughout the week. Finals held yesterday of other events. These 2 teams hadn't had any play on the greens yesterday. Coming out fresh this morning is Samuela Tui, puts another bowl in. Just remembering, of course, that each player has 3 bowls in the triples. So there's a lot of movement of bowls and jacks throughout in the end. And while bowls may look a little bit loose earlier on, they can become effective and interplayed later on in the end.
So here it is, the first appearance for viewers at home. The legend of the game, Willie Wood, on the mat. Amazingly, I think he brings up his next birthday will be 70, and he's going down the backhand side. Well, he's changed the hand from the leads, playing with green bowls, Willie Wood. It's interesting to see that Fiji has sort of got a green colour as well, so that's not brilliant, probably, for viewers at home. But there we are, that's the start from Willie Wood.
Very well weighted bowl from Willie Wood. I think if we just recall when we saw finals played yesterday, that the hand that Willie Wood played is a little bit wider. It does take quite a swing back at the end, and we noticed that with Willie Wood's first bowl, the big draw that it did take at the end of its journey.
I guess with the triples play, it plays into the hands of the Northern Hemisphere's great brilliance in moving bowls and just going through the head, picking up and trailing bowls, and they are great shot makers with a little bit of weight going through a head.
Yes, certainly so. Of course, they do play on vastly heavier greens than what we are playing on today. Green running at around about the 17 second. Takes a little bit of time for these teams to attune to it, but having been on the bowls or on the green for the last week, I don't think they'll be having any difficulty when they come to this final.
So centre bowl by the middleman for the Fijians, Curtis Marr. And now we see Willie Wood with his second. He's on the run, Willie Wood. Having a look at this one. He prances down, always looked wide, but again, it's Terry Scott, former New Zealand player, and also, of course, in the National Fours final just a few months ago, well, a month ago. Terry, any bowls behind the head can come into count.
They're so valuable in the triples game, and as I said, with each player having 3 bowls, there generally is a lot of movement of bowls and jacks, so bowls behind are going to be important throughout this game.
Curtis Marr into his work now. He's also got a green coloured bowl. It's darker green than the one being used by Willie Wood. And he goes towards the back at the moment. We look across at our shot indicator, Ray Hunt, and he's having a close look at the head just to give us some indication at the moment. I would think that Fiji probably holding 1, 2.
Yes, they'll be holding 2 shots. The 2 blue bowls of Samuela. It's other shots. Willie Wood getting the 3rd shot with his previous bowl.
We spoke yesterday about coloured bowls and their use. Well, coloured bowls are fine, Terry, if perhaps the same team are using the same colour or similar colour. It's a little bit different when you've got team members from both sides using green coloured, not obviously the same coloured green.
Well, how do you think we got on in the past when everybody was playing with black bowls?
Made it hard for us, I know. But I think we should take advantage of the coloured bowls to make it easier for not only viewers of TV, but also the public that turn up.
It brings a great aspect to the game when you've got coloured bowls, and very seldom do you see the black bowls that were traditionally played with. And I don't really have a difficulty if some of them are playing with the same colour. It's just a matter of getting attuned to what bowl is what.
So Fiji have a couple of shots after the middlemen, Curtis Marr and Willie Wood, have completed their bowls. Now we're to the skips. David Peacock for Scotland and Kishwagunda for Fiji. First up it will be David Peacock. And as with all bowls being played here at the World Championships, the winner of the end determines whether they will take the jack and deliver it, and or give it away and have the last bowl. And most teams seem to go for the last bowl concept.
It tends to be a tradition to, at this level of play, to take the last bowl and invariably dominate the head with the movement of the jack or sitting bowls out, and it's an advantage that you do have.
So you see on screen there the 2 blue bowls, the shots, and then just to the right the green bowl. That's Willie Wood's bowl. That's the 3rd shot. And the skip now for Fiji. Kishwagunda into his work. Very deliberate delivery. Just fantastic for the Fijian bowlers that they're able to make it into a final of a World Championship. Of course, we know them so well for flamboyance on the Sevens rugby field, and now we see their excellence in bowls.
Oh, it's just fantastic for bowls and fantastic for the country to see the success that they have had so far at this championships. I think from my memory, their team in the pairs was also reasonably successful, so they're having a good start to the tournament.
Big chance here for Peacock, gets the jack and drags it back. Oh, that's a superb weighted bowl from David Peacock, the skip for Scotland.
Oh, an excellent bowl from Peacock. Movement of the jack. As we see the bowl, the burgundy bowl, red bowl coming in. Movement of the jack, Scotland, 2, possibly 3 shots.
Now the pressure's on a little bit for the skip for Fiji, Kishwagunda. Be on the run, I think he is on the run, looking for either the bowl or the jack, and he'll get nothing.
A terrible bowl really from Gunda. He played with a lot more weight than I would have anticipated. Perhaps driving the bunch of bowls, looking for a result. Disappointing bowl from him, going away from the jack, away from the head itself.
That was a great demonstration from David Peacock, the skip, of what happens when you move bowls, Terry. He had the catches, and now he's got 3 shots.
Yes, we saw the earlier bowls from Hogg going past, and now they've come into play.
And we welcome our Fijian viewers too. Hope you're enjoying the coverage of what is a fantastic day for Fijian bowls. Here they are looking for a gold medal in Christchurch, New Zealand. And I'm sure that also viewers around New Zealand who have come from the islands will be just enjoying this brilliant performance of the Fijian triple. Peacock has 3, looking to make it 4. He'll be looking at the back, trying to get some coverage off the back so that he's not quite as far as he wants to be, I don't think.
He won't be too unhappy with that. He's given them some more cover at the back, especially if Gunda is going to be looking at attacking the head once again. Surprised if Gunda actually plays as weighted as what he did with his previous bowl. I think he may look to perhaps get some catches in. We can see the blue bowl there that he will possibly play through, the 2 blue bowls on the forehand. He's got some options there, promotion of those, catching, getting a result, a little bit of movement of the jack back.
We saw yesterday in the singles that, or in the pairs rather, that New Zealand dropped to 5, and if you drop big numbers early on, Terry, it must be quite hard just to get back into the game, and you wonder if it would be a bit of a dent on your confidence.
Psychologically it does have an effect, but it was a magnificent performance from the New Zealanders yesterday. Didn't start well at all and dropping a 5, but a great effort to see them bounce back and take the gold medal in the pairs.
So here we go, big bowl here on this, the first end. Last bowl being played by Keshwagunda. And he is on the drive, is he? Yes. This is a crucial bowl. He's 3 down on the launching pad and very deliberate. So he's just going to running towards the head. A lot of wobble on it early on, and it will just take out one of Fiji's bowls. So excellent start for Scotland, and brilliant shot play from David Peacock. We'll wait for the score to be acknowledged. And we find that it is, well, if Ray Hunt moved, 2 shots. Just the 2 shots, in fact, to the Scotland side. So Scotland leading by 2-0 after 1 end.
You got one, have you?
Just a sensational bowl from David Peacock as he
help if you ask him.
Moved the jack back to 2 catching bowls. When they had a close look at it, they decided that it was just the 2. It'll be interesting to see how hard it is coming this way. A lot of interest yesterday when they're coming towards our commentary position, Terry, and away from there, the different opportunities for both teams.
Good start,
certainly so, and what a great start we have seen once again. That's an excellent bowl that we've seen from Samuel Tui.
The reply now from Wayne Hogg. Burgundy bowl. Pretty well ditch to ditch this one, meaning that it's the full length. A little bit weighted, but behind the head again. Samuel Tui into his work too, going down the same side, which is the forehand. 2 hands in bowls. Forehand is the right-hand side as you behind the mat, or backhand, and he's concentrating his work down the forehand side. And he's played it pretty well too. Samuel Tui draws shot right behind the jack.
Yes, we saw him open on the first end with excellent draw bowls that laid a quick foundation for the Fijian team, but the brilliant bowl, of course, from Peacock disturbing that. Once again, it's Samuela is the response from Hogg. And second shot. Red bowl of Wayne Hogg.
Yeah, it's very good with this development of having a shot indicator on the bowling green. We've got Ray Hunt here, and he's giving an indication not only to us as commentators, but also to the crowd, so they can see from him who's holding shot in the match, as it changes very regularly in the game of triples. And another outstanding lead bowl from Samuel Tui. That's 3 very good lead bowls.
Certainly so. Full length end, which means that the mat is placed on the 2 metre mark and the jack is thrown to a 2 metre mark, just short of a 2 metre mark at the far end of the green. So excellent bowls, excellent opening bowls from the Fijian side.
And conversely, perhaps Wayne Hogg, a bit of nervousness. He's just on both sides of the head at the moment, whereas Tui's just nailed the jack with all his 6 bowls so far. He's having a great start to the game. Into his work now is Curtis Marr, the middleman. As he starts to arrive, you can see there the great grouping of those blue bowls played by Samuel Tui. And 2 shots at the moment to Fiji. Willie Wood, there's a couple down on the head. He'll be wanting to arrive, and I'm sure he will be, because he'll be wanting for some movement. The master bowler from Scotland. That's the man, that's the legend of the game at the World Championships. Will this be his last?
Well, we never know, do we? At the 11th World Championships, and Willie Wood has participated in 9 of them. Unable to play in one of the earlier games right back in the early 70s when he was classified as a professional bowler, so he was prohibited from participating in the World Championships. And from that day forward, he's been certainly a class player and a well-recognised bowler throughout the world, Willie Wood.
So not quite the class with his first bowl, left it short, which is a bit surprising. We always would have thought that Willie would have been playing through the head, but he just dropped it short. So we see the middleman now for Fiji, Curtis Ma. Curtis Ma is the bank manager in Fiji, and he's trying to put a deposit on the yellow with this bowl. Starts to track towards the jack. I just wonder about the weight. Always looked a little bit short, didn't it?
Yes, it certainly did, and came up a couple of metres short. Interesting. Willie Wood is changing his hand, and this will be the first bowl that has gone down on the backhand in this end. As settling into the forehand, Willie Wood, change of hand on the backhand. His bowl up the green. Looks to be pretty much on target. The skip and lead are getting excited. Wood just drifting through, still a couple of shots to Fiji. 2 blue lead bowls from Samuel Atui.
Well, you won't be happy with that bowl. Curtis Ma left it very short, but I guess in some ways it could be in the line if there's an attack coming on the backhand from the skip for Scotland, David Peacock. Remember, he was in a similar situation when he went to the mat last time, couple down, and he changed the whole course of that first end.
Yes, first of all, we'll have Willie Wood play his 3rd bowl. He's been up having a study. I think he'll continue on playing in the backhand, trying to get something on the head for his skip. Give him something to use, and then I think if it's still down when Peacock changes over, we'll see the attacking shot again.
So Willie Wood, second bowl was going towards the head, gave it a chance. The first bowl he dropped short, down the backhand again. If you want to be arriving, he could just swing across. Well, he's dropped his weight again. He'd be very disappointed with that. Also, he's done his skip no good either. He's left it in front. They'd be disappointed with that. He needed, when you're down, you've got to be up.
Certainly a couple of disappointing bowls from Willie on that occasion. His second and third bowl falling metre and a half short, blocking the situation up. There's still opportunities for Peacock on the forehand to be playing with some weight, and after the delivery of this bowl from Keshwagunda, I'm sure that Fiji lying shots, we will see some attacking play from Peacock.
Keshwagunda, the skip, holding 2, looking to make it 3, forehand side. Very deliberate delivery, just steps off and then sort of pauses and then delivers. Not sort of the flowing delivery of a Gary Lawson or perhaps a Russell Meyer. Coming in towards the head, it's just going to slip past. Good home there if it can get around that bowl. No, just gets wooded up. Still a couple to the Scottish side. Righto, what happens now?
Peacock having 3 bowls. I would think he would be attacking, but the indications that he's giving so far is that he may well draw with his first bowl. To me, it looks a nice channel down on the forehand for him to be playing with some weight. Get some disturbance, movement of the jack. He's got the early bowls of Hogg once again back past the jack, sitting one bowl in particular near the rear of the ditch. But Peacock settling for the draw on the backhand. There's plenty of room for him. He just needs to get another bowl on the head. A little bit short and bowls around the jack at the present time. Well, he got contact. Got contact with the shot bowl itself, which came back onto the second shot of Fiji, so he's reduced the count. You see the blue bowls separated now. They were sitting together. The two bowls immediately behind the jack. It's made the situation considerably better for the Scottish team.
Reply now from Keshwagunda, the skip for Fiji. He's going down the same side that Peacock worked on before. And he's following it down to chasing the bowl towards the head.
He's a good ball here, bro. Come on, run. Run, man.
Glorious day in Christchurch. He's left it a little bit short. Just a beautiful day. Not a breath of wind. Greens will be drying out with the heat though, Terry Scott. Will that change the green texture and composition throughout the morning?
It will depend, because there has been quite a bit of moisture put into the greens. Christchurch has experienced some amazing weather over the past week of competition play. So there's been quite a bit of watering of the greens. It will depend on the situation as far as to whether the heat starts drawing some of that moisture out and slow the green down a little bit, as we see Peacock coming with his second bowl, certainly playing with some weight. On his forehand, Willie Wood looking at it there. Peacock's tracking it towards the jack as we see the bowl coming into view, looking to get some contact. A little bit disappointing. I was surprised Peacock didn't have a bit more weight than that. He's got a couple of second shots and was looking for some movement of the jack, or sitting out the Fijian shot bowl. Fiji would be wanting to get another bowl in.
We spoke just before, Terry. I was lamenting that we had sort of one team playing with green and one with light green. Well, even more amazing, and I think you might agree, that they're all playing with blue discs, which is even more staggering.
Yes, of course, I noticed that, and I saw that the discs were, of course, of their country, and Fiji with the blue and Scotland with the blue as well. And why perhaps one of them wasn't changed for spectators to make it a little bit easier is a bit disappointing.
Well, I think we'll see now Gunda changing hands, forehand side, or is he going to be just running towards the head? Looks very straight on the mat.
Well, the drive he is a surprise. Oh, he's very close to his own bowl. Surprised at that shot that he played. He was holding one shot. Why would he simply not been drawing? He seems to be very quick to get on the mat and play the attacking shot. We saw it in the first end when we believed that he should have been playing with some weight, but certainly not as attacking as he did on that occasion.
I have to say I was confused, Terry, to be honest.
I started wondering if they were one down.
Well, I was thinking that my eyes were deceiving. They were one down. No, they were holding one. He was trying to whip out one of the shot bowls. But what was it going to add to the count? The second shot bowl would have added perhaps one.
Well, I don't think it would have. I think Scotland have got 2 second shots. Maybe he was looking to get both of them out and perhaps put the pressure back on Peacock with 3. As we see Peacock playing with weight, certainly looking to be on target. There's going to be some disturbance. Has he got the jack or has he got the bowl? He's got the jack. It's gone across. And to the blue bowl of Fiji, it's Fiji that remain with the one shot.
So it's Scotland leading Fiji by 2-1 after 2 of 18 ends in the gold medal match in the triples at Burnside, Christchurch, New Zealand. So Fiji have given away the jack and said to Scotland, you deliver it. And Wayne Hogg has delivered the jack. Pretty well the same length of end they've been playing so far in the match. Wayne Hogg of Scotland on the draw. Looking for a better start than perhaps he's had on the first 2 ends. He's definitely been outplayed at the moment by Samuel Atui. And again, he's this time he's cut his green and he's whipped across the front of the head and ended up about 6 feet away. Well, the reply now from this very, very consistent lead for Fiji's Samuel Atui. He's been on fire right from the opening bowl. Now, don't let me down here, Samuela. Don't let me down.
The blue bowl. Samuel Tui tracking towards the jack. Sitting pretty adjacent again.
Well, plenty of Fijian support there, the flag flying, and they're pretty excited by the start of their lead. Now, a bit of consistency from Wayne Hogg. At the moment, he's just playing second fiddle, but this is a better effort from Wayne Hogg. Yes, he's found his green, he's found his weight. That shot itself.
Yes, Wayne Hogg, who's been a little bit loose on the first couple of ends, will be happy to get something close to the jack. A little bit of a nervous start probably for him playing in his first World Bowls, particularly getting through to the final. I think it's a great effort for Hogg, 27 years of age. I want to go back to us, Stu, just to recap on the quarterfinals and the semi-final. The performance of Fiji was quite simply amazing. They played Australia in that quarterfinal game, and I referred to it earlier. A disastrous start that they had in that game, dropping a 7 on the first end, and then they scored on, I think it was 9 consecutive ends. They scored singles to go into the lead, and to come away and beat that Australian team by 19-14. But not only that, they then moved on and played a class country in Malaysia, particularly in bowls, one of the newer countries in bowls, and come up with them against them into the semi-final. I guarantee that there was no one predicting that Fiji would have been able to give a repeat performance. 24-17 they beat Malaysia. So it's fantastic for them to get through to this final, particularly against those two countries.
And especially when you consider the funding that Malaysia in particular has put into their preparation. They've been here for months practicing, and the funding that obviously Australia put in.
Certainly so, and Fiji, of course, haven't got that financial backing. They come from an area which has approximately 200 registered male bowlers. They have an elite squad of around about 12 to 15, but they certainly wouldn't be getting the payments and the money that and the support that the Malaysian and Australian teams have been able to obtain over the past, well, probably the past couple of years in preparation for this World Bowls.
So it's Willie Wood into his work now. He has a shot, the Wayne Hogg bowl, and now the green bowl comes in towards the head. Is that close enough for second shot? I think it might be very close. 2 shots it is to Scotland. The lead is just so important in the game of bowls at every level, isn't it? Get one close and it just changes the whole of the team, the way they play the game.
That's certainly so. It's an important role to play, and a lot of people often don't recognise the necessity, the skills that the leads actually have. They're playing to a bare jack. They don't have the opportunities that the later players have, rubbing off bowls and sitting on bowls if you're a little bit heavy. The leads a very difficult task, but a key ingredient to the game.
Yeah, you can't hide when it's just you and the jack on the green, and also especially if you're using red bowls, because they stand out like beacons. You can see that red bowl next to the jack. That's Wayne Hogg. He's very happy with that. And really in the New Zealand game in particular, and I guess in other countries, there's not a lot of people that want to be specialist leads. They all want the glamour job as skip.
Yeah, I love leading and playing second. I think it's great. You get generally at second, you can get a variety of shots. It's good to go off the front and let the responsibility go back to someone else to play the glory shots.
As age creeps in, of course, you'll be going from skip to lead, I guess, and that won't be too far off.
Well, we've seen that probably with Willie Wood, who was the singles player for Scotland. He has skipped, and now he's starting to move back down the chain again. He'll probably come back at the next World Bowls as a lead.
No, I'm not comparing you with Willie Wood, I can assure you of that. Back to the bowls. At the moment, it is Scotland leading Fiji by 2-1 after 2 ends. A sweltering day it's going to be later on in the afternoon. At the moment, it's very warm, no wind. The only danger, I guess, you see on the board on the head there, that's the skip of Scotland, David Peacock. He's looking at the head and knowing that he's got one shot with Willie Wood to play another. But what's interesting is, Terry, and a lot of people talking around the greens this morning, will the nor'wester come in?
Well, invariably it does in Canterbury at this time of the year, around about 11:30 in the morning. Hopefully we can just continue with the fine day that we're having so far. little bit of a difficulty. We can see it there on the screen at the present time. The bowler's having to play this particular direction, drawing into a shadow. It does make it difficult to adjust or judge the distance that the bowls are travelling through when they come through out of the sunny patch into the shady patch. So it does make it a little bit more difficult for them going this particular way.
So Willie Wood has completed his 3 bowls, and now we turn to the skips for their 3 bowls each. After, of course, we've had the last bowl from the middleman, Curtis Marr. Curtis Marr uses you'll see there he just uses a bowls lifter. He'd have a little difficulty like I might have with the hips or the back, and it means that you don't have to bend down and pick them up. At my age, you probably have got them.
Well, you shouldn't really be comparing Curtis with yourself.
He's got a few years younger than me, that's for certain. Chance, is that shot itself? It is. That's Curtis Marr's shot bowl. Look at the Fijian support. Oh, that's just like being at the sevens.
Yes, a great bowl from Curtis, the Fijian side. 2 down. Curtis Marr with his 3rd and last bowl, drawing the shot. Now comes back to Peacock to rescue.
Oh, this is just a terrific morning for bowls, seeing these great Fijian players against the greatness of Scotland. And look at them, they're just loving it, the Fijian supporters. I suppose they're coming straight from Burnside up to Wellington for the sevens. So Peacock forehand side. Just shades a bit of that sun too. He's looking straight into the sun as he delivers.
Looked to be playing a bit wide. Makes connection with his lead bowl. He was a bit wide there on that occasion. Peacock.
I've got to say that the Fijian supporters will be very used to this warm and hot conditions, which early this morning, gee whiz, I tell you what, it's going to be hot later on. It's just a glorious day. I hope the crowd sort of build up a bit too, because you know, this is a great opportunity to see some of the world's best in action. Willie Wood, a legend of the game, the Fijians just arriving on the international scene again, and it's a great opportunity to see the best in the world right here in Christchurch.
Yes, 20 years since this event has been held in New Zealand, back in 1988, of course, at the Henderson Bowling Club in Auckland. Been disappointing, the support the players have received from the spectators so far, particularly on finals day. We've got a weekend day now. Hopefully they can come out, get themselves out of the veggie garden, do that job first thing this morning, get down to the bowls and see some fantastic bowls from class players throughout the world.
David Peacock from Edinburgh. He's a graphics operator, of course computerized now, and he loves sport, just loves sport, and one of his favourite food, and I hope he's enjoying it in New Zealand, is fish and chips. A little bit different from the Scottish variety I'd suggest to you. Some of the top fish and chip shops, of course, in New Zealand, and it's not sitting in a warmer all day, which I've tasted in England. And if you've got mushy peas with it, it's even worse.
The cuisine expert of the world bowls.
But back to the bowls.
Okay, hold your head now. Hold your head. Hold your head.
Oh, what a glorious bowl again. Fantastic bowl, right behind the jack. Marvellous effort. They really are on fire this morning, the Fijians.
Awesome Gunda. Absolutely fantastic. Have a look at the bowl coming in. It just shaves the jack, sits in behind the 2 blue bowls of Fiji, both of them counting. Pressure back on Peacock. He's played his last 2 bowls wide, been catching on his own bowls out onto the right hand side or the forehand side as he plays it. Can only simply come down a similar sort of track. Well, change of shot. Peacock on the run, on the backhand, very much into the target area, catches one of the bowls, reduces the count. It's one still to Fiji. The blue bowl sitting immediately behind the jack. It's the one shot the Fiji have, the opportunity for Gunda to draw for two.
Fantastic bowl last time from Keshwagunda. Now his last has one, looking to make it two. Got a nice rest too. When this bowl arrives, you'll see it. A whole group of bowls which he can just rest off. Forehand side. Gone wide. He obviously looking for a position bowl instead. Although, why would he be? It's his last bowl. Well, what's happening there?
I think he was pretty happy to still retain the one shot. He just played a little bit too wide and heavy.
So 3 ends gone. It's Scotland and Fiji locked together at 2-all. Wayne Hogg then with his opening bowl on this, the 4th end of the final of the men's triples here at Burnside, Christchurch, and he's left it short. Very impressive off the front, Samuel Atui. He's won the battle of the lead so far.
Oh, certainly so. I think he has been the form player of the 6 players so far. Has been bowling very, very steady. It's first bowl on this occasion coming up short. He slips past the Peacock bowl, the Hogg bowl.
One thing about both the Scotland and Fiji team, very quick into their work. Don't muck around, they're on the mat and deliver. And a better effort here from Wayne Hogg as it arrives on the Canary, and will it kiss it? No, it doesn't, just behind.
Well, as we've been praising Samuel Atui, he has his 2 loosest bowls so far. It invariably happens. The man who was in form for the first 3 ends of play, a couple of loose bowls come down. He'll be wanting to improve on those 2 bowls. He's allowing the opportunity for Hogg to get in, and that's exactly what happened as we see Hogg's 3rd bowl coming in. He gets an applause from his skip because he is delighted with the lead bowls from Wayne Hogg. Been a little bit loose so far in the game. He's certainly made amends on this occasion. Scotland holding 3 big significant changes. The length of the end, of course, this is a lot shorter than they've been playing, and perhaps this has put Samuel Atui off because he has just not produced what he did when it was at full length end. Wide this time. So the tactic of Scotland to shorten up has had an extreme effect. Yes, and it may well have been one of those occasions where Fiji has been dominating the longer end and perhaps should have taken the jack and continued with that length. However, they've decided to give it away, and it's given Wayne Hogg the opportunity to get some bowls in there and has laid a very, very good foundation for the Scottish team, and Willie would be delighted to be able to go back and have a couple of bowls that has got the shot. He can build the head from there.
Yeah, big change in bowls is that if you win the end, you can either deliver the jack or give it away and have the last bowl. And yeah, I think you're right. If you looked at the way that Fiji were playing the long ends and playing extremely well, Scotland's taken the jack. Well, it was given it, of course, from Fiji, and they've changed the length of the end, and it's had a profound effect. 3 shots at the moment to Scotland. You see them there on screen.
Curtis Marr delivering his first bowl for Fiji on this, the 4th end. Looks to be narrow. Indication from his skippers to take a little bit more green. He walks away very quickly after playing that bowl. Doesn't want to study it too much. Once again, it's coming up short. Just struggling to adapt to the shorter length end, the Fijis. At the present time, they're at least 2, possibly 3 down.
This, of course, is where the Scotland team are at their best, when they've got bowls on their head. It's conference time, they've decided, though. They're going to have a look at it, the Scotland players, and decide what to play.
Yes, I think what they're looking at is that if they continue to play down on the forehand and leave a catch for the Fijians to play an attacking shot, and we've certainly seen that the skip, Keshwagunda, he is not afraid to pick up the bowl and send it down pretty quickly. So the Scottish team don't want to give a target, and I think they feel that if they come in on the forehand, they may build it up and give an opportunity. At the moment, the 2-shot bowls from Hogg are blocked by one of his earlier bowls.
Willie Wood marches his way back. There's the closeness of the shot bowls around the jack. And now we see Willie Wood on the mat, wanting to add to the count.
I think actually, just looking at the discussion that Willie Wood and David Peacock had, he's interested in Willie putting a bowl past the jack. He needs to come around the short bowl that we can see at the top left of your screen. To be able to do that, he is around it. And that is where they were talking about. In behind, in case there's any movement back. Very, very good bowl from Willie Wood.
Well, superb, wasn't it? Because it was exactly where the skip was standing. He said, that's where I want it. And 3 shots it is to Scotland.
Yes, the last bowl of Willie Wood, great position and also a counter.
On the drive, looking for a big result, but there's a big gap, and it was very wayward too.
Yes, they haven't been the best of targets that Fiji have been attacking. It's really just a 1-bowl target. The part of the shot bowls are protected from the front bowl of Wayne Hogg. And Fiji haven't got much of a target to be playing the attacking shot. I'm a little bit surprised about it. I thought that they may have continued down on the backhand, looking to get something close. There's opportunities for them to draw on the backhand, at least get 3rd shot and build the head a little bit so as they can play the attacking shot. But as we said earlier, they don't seem to hesitate.
So again, it is Willie Wood. Now he'll be going deep into the head, looking for a position towards the back. That's exactly where he's going. Skip David Peacock says, well done, Willie boy. Well done, Willie laddie. Right at the back he comes. And if the jack comes back now, he's got a bowl there as well. Shake hands time for the Scotland trio. Now, on the drive, quickly into his work, Curtis Marr misses again.
Well, a lot closer than what he got with his first drive, but misses down the left-hand side as the skips look at it. It's a 1-bowl target. As we see the drive again, going down the left-hand side, just missing it. As we can see on that shot that there's not very much of a good target. The bowl of Wayne Hogg is actually blocking it is over 1 metre short of the jack, and he's not going to get really much of a result if he hits that.
So now the direction of the Scotland side is more direct towards the jack. Or is this one dropping short into the line? Well, it's meant to be towards the jack, and he's dropped it short. But he won't be happy with that bowl. It's done nothing. It was a shocker.
Yes, he's a bit disappointing. Even if he had got around the short bowl, it would never have got near the jack at all. It would have been finishing still a couple of 3 metres short.
Well, big task now for Keshwagunda, the skip of Fiji. He's 3 down. They've fired 2 shots already. And now they're looking for another heavy drive towards the target, looking for a big splash and a big movement of bowls. He's a little bit more circumspect, not quite as quick onto the mat. You see him now just steadying himself, very straight, his feet. And he's going to come straight towards the target area. Just pauses, very deliberate delivery style. And he's on its way, and it's wide. Gee, was he flicked that? That's a well off target.
Drive number 3, miss number 3.
Well, they're not quite as happy as they might have been earlier on when they were scoring shots, and neither is too happy is Kishwagownder. Oh, he's disappointed. Peacock on the draw.
Great opportunity for Scotland to score heavily on this end. Somewhat surprised that they're still continuing to try and play down the forehand. A couple of bowls in the way. They've got the back covered. Willie Wood has got the two back bowls. Any movement of the jack back is always going to be in Scotland's favour. As we see Peacock drawing. Has he got enough weight to come home? It's coming back. The bowl is coming back. I don't think he's going to make it as a counter. Certainly isn't. As we see a change of direction from the Fijian middleman. Says, come on, let's go back to the draw. We need to get something on the head. We've had 3 shots at this and we've missed with the 3 bowls. On the backhand, they will draw opportunities to turn their own blue bowls up for second shot, or third shot anyway, reduce the count.
Well, he's gone wide. He won't come back from there. So this has been a poor end for Fiji. They've been poor on the drive. They've failed to draw. And it's a fair bit of pressure here for Fiji. And what's more, Scotland has failed to take full advantage of it.
Yes, the team discussion. We can see the 3 Scottish players standing short of the head, looking to add shots. An opportunity for Scotland to score big on this end. They've got 3 at the present time. I think it's just too difficult for Peacock to draw or continue drawing down on the forehand. There's so many bowls now in his way.
Yeah, I guess down the backhand side he's a little bit hesitant to do that because of the Fijian bowls are in the running. He doesn't want to promote one of them, and he's going down even wider down that side now, the forehand side, and there's no way that's going to come home from there, surely.
Well, I'd be very surprised if it can come back. He's got very, very good weight, but there was so much difficulty for him. The Fijian bowls that were on the backhand, the 2 blue Fijian bowls, I don't believe that they were actually in his way. I think what he was probably worried about is if he did cut his green and exposed the jack and encouraged then Fiji to go back to the drive. But I wouldn't have been too worried about that if I was Willie Wood and David Peacock.